and to de-emphasize the importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on role model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on Osbc TV, channel 113 on Star Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Role model, it promises to be educating and interesting. Watch out. Purpose is not discovered, abuse becomes inevitable. That one is coming from one white man, J.Z. Maswell, in one of his literary books. It is on that note that I'm welcoming your viewers on this edition of the program Role Model, coming to you from Osbc, Ile-Awiye, Okebale, Osogbo. You can follow us on all our social media handles, and as we are doing that, you will enjoy us the more. Yes, on today's edition of the program Role Model, we'll be looking at the topic that says the role of parents in modeling a child. What is the role of parents in modeling a child? The program Role Model, yes, the role of parents in modeling a child. Well, in doing justice to the topic of our discussions on today's edition of the program is a young man. He is a life coach and is very an expert in the field of issues that affect youth and issues that cut across our young ones in the society. Who am I referring to? A life coach. That is Mr. David Ayo. You're welcome on the program.
Thank you. It's nice being here again.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Because of straight to the point, we say the topic is the role of parents in modeling a child. If you look at the society today, you will discover that there is a reason for us to address these issues, as it is very pertinent in giving us the deep picture of how society will look like. But before going depth into that, who is a role model in your own perspective?
A role model is someone that is successful, that we can look up to and try to emulate. Perhaps you have seen some characters and some attributes in the life of such individual, and you want to emulate it. Somebody that you can look up to, somebody that you can copy their lifestyle, somebody that you can try, that you want to be like. You have seen a good example in the life of such individual, and you want to become like that type of a person. Maybe he's successful in his career, he's successful in the family life, he's successful in diverse areas of life, and you think you want to follow the kind of life the person is living. That is a role model.
Okay, thank you. You are talking about emulation. Yeah. There must be certain attributes,
qualities and
characters that is worthy of emulation. Yes. Moving away from that, now to the topic, the role of parents in modeling a child. Let me ask this way: do parents even have any role in modeling a child or children, that their children can take after them? Yeah. Do they even have any one?
The basic unit of every society is the family. And what is a family? By definition, we say a family is a group of people related by blood that consists of a father, mother, and children. So everybody that exists comes out from a family. That is the basic unit of the society. If you pack 20 people together, you will see that the 20 of them will come from one family or the other. So every character or habit or value system that anybody exhibits outside begins from the home. Parents are the ones that have the power to mold the life of a child. In their formative years, we have formative years that every one of us go through. These formative years are when you still have opportunity to mold the life of a child. If a child will be successful or not, if a child will become a failure, you have the power to mold the life of that child. For example, we can learn some things from our parents when we are very young. We learn from imitation. Nobody will teach you how to speak your mother language, but because you hear them speaking it often, you learn it. Eka Roma, Eka Rosa. You greet them in your local dialect because you learn by imitation. Virtually everything you grow up to become are the things you have learned from your parents, either directly or indirectly. If your parents used to fight, automatically you will grow up fighting. You start from your primary school fighting your classmates, because that is what you see consistently at home. Your father is always beating your mother is always quarreling with neighbors. These are what you have been seeing consistently at the house or in the home. When you go to school, you exhibit that trait, and so on and so forth. Before you know it, you graduate, you get to university, you join cultism, you go into prostitution. These are little things that children pick from when they are very young in their formative years. We say that our nation, our society is going down the drain in terms of social vices. All of these things begins from the home. When parents leave their duty post, they are no longer doing their duty.
Unattended to.
Now we see parents go out from morning, come back very late in search of bread, daily bread. You see a mother is out, she's out of the house. You see a father is out of the house. The children will not see them until 10 p.m. most of the time. And you want to put them where they can just, they don't bother whether they are catered for. They just want to keep them somewhere. They don't even check their books. They don't check their school. They don't check what friends they keep, even from primary school. Parents don't have time again. Our parents are so busy now in search of daily bread, and they neglect everything they should do on children. The first role model any child will have is the parent. If the parent fail in their duty post, the child will automatically fail.
Thank you, sir. If the parent fail on that duty post, then the child becomes a failure automatically. Yes, I want your reaction on this. If you look at this topic, the role of parents in modeling a child, if you look at it critically, you discover that I guess there should be a role of intentional parenting, because what we see in the society today, that a lot of young ones themselves, probably they are not even ready to go into it, but because my friend is going into it, and because my dad said I should go for this man, my mom said we should go for this, I think a lot of those factors culminated into what we are. So I want your take on issue on intentional parenting.
Yeah, every like the opening statement you mentioned, that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. When you want to go into parenting, it requires a skill. The skill you need to be a mother is different from the skill you need to parent a child. We need to get the understanding, especially in the 21st century. Parenting has gone beyond the old way of scolding children. When you motivate, you have to inspire. It's not just you want to slap, you want to spank, you want to beat, you shout at children. Parenting has gone beyond that. These children have access to technology. They watch so many things online. They watch movies. They see how they relate with children. You have to go intentionally to really parent a child, to really model a child that will be successful and relevant in the days that we are living in. It has to be done intentionally. It has to be done intentionally. You have to move away from the old way of doing things. This is the way I was brought up, and that is the way I'll train my own child too. Things are changing on a daily basis, and we can't afford to go the same old way. We need to begin to read. Parents don't read. We don't know anything about parenting. We just venture into it like somebody that wants to go and buy pepper from my 12 and sell in Oshodi. We just think parenting will happen naturally. We don't read. We have no information about parenting. We don't know how to deal with difficult issues. Even you will discover that some children find it difficult to relate with their parents.
To open up them.
They are being sexually abused. They can't talk to their parents. A teacher is abusing your child in school. She's not free. He or she is not free to talk to the parent, because the parent has become so rigid. Just because I am providing the money for school fee for you, anything, the parent is not available. Is not available to listen to the child, to see what the child is going through, to see the mental stress. There is mental trouble in our days. It is very real. Most of the children that goes into prostitution, most of the teenagers and young ones that go into cultism, that goes into armed robbery and all social vices, they lack people to talk to. Parenting in our days needs to be intentional. You need to create time for your children, spend time with them, relate with them, get to know their pains, get to know what they are passing through, get to know what are their challenges. A child is facing difficulty in a particular subject. He doesn't have who to talk to. He cannot talk to the teacher. He gets home, he cannot talk to the parent. So parents are at fault in most of the problems that we see as social vices in our world. Parents contribute largely.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let me sorry to cut in. While I was preparing for this program, I was online and trying to make some, research and get some, facts.
Yeah.
I was able to discover that in Abuja, in Abuja, just this year, January, over 2,000 young couples have registered for divorce in Abuja. What's your take on it?
I think it's a global phenomenon. It's not only in Nigeria, all over the world there had been crises just after the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. There had been so many crises around relationship. And coming back to Nigeria, we see that the economy too is not friendly. What you used to buy for 500 naira, you get to the store, you're now getting it for 1,500, 2,000. The rate at which inflation is increasing in our economy on a daily basis is affecting so many people. We read in the news some time ago, I think late last year, of how a man killed the wife in Ogun State. Killed the wife because the wife was asking for the children's school fee from the man. So we see terrible things happening. And before it gets to that level of raising hands or physical assault, I think maybe it's better for people to walk away. If it is becoming life-threatening, your partner is now threatening your life to take your life, it's better to stay alive and separated than to go to the grave early. So if we see all of these things, it still boils down to the failure of parents in training the children. There are values that parents pass to children. Values like hard working. We see all of these things. It is in our reading. When you begin to hear when we hear such words, they are our culture, they are our custom. These are things that our parents train us with. But parents that have left their duty post now, that doesn't even have time to sit down with the children to teach them again. You see children just walking, they do anything they like they think they can just divorce the way they like. The hard work is no longer there. Just recently, a woman took his son to some set of guys. He said, please, I want you to help me to teach my son how to do Yahoo.
Wow.
That I saw that in the last 6 months, you are just changing cars. I want you to help me to train my child this is my only son. I want you to help me to train him to be doing Yahoo.
Look at that.
So we see parents, the contribution of parents to the social vices is not small. Parents encourage stealing. They encourage laziness. They encourage all manner of atrocities. Dishonesty. You see parents tell lie. He's in Oshobo, he's telling somebody on the phone, I'm in Abuja. He's sitting with you in Oshobo.
So what message, what legacy?
So what are you teaching? What values are you passing on to the children? We said the family is a basic unit of the society. If the society will be great, it will start from the family. Teach your child discipline. Teach your child hard working. Teach your child honesty. Teach your child focus. Teach your child faith. Teach your child dedication. You see some parents, they cannot stay on a business for a very long time. They start this business today, they close it down next month, they start another one. And all of these things, children are learning from them. You see a parent, the child is attending a school, finish primary 1 in a school, move the child to another school to finish primary 2, move the child to another school to finish primary 3, without any reason, even if there are reasons. A child can attend like 5 schools at the primary level. What are you teaching that child? Not to be stable in life. So that child will get married. Once he or she has a quarrel with the wife or the husband, he will dump it, move to another person, because the parent has taught the child that don't stay focused on a thing.
Even of recent, while I was going through social media also, I discovered that we had some people association. There are some association called the Association of Yahoo Mothers.
Yahoo Mothers,
and even Yahoo Mothers, guarding themselves and even celebrating.
They take pride in
these things.
So the country is getting so bad because parents are failing in their duty post. If the parents will rise up to do their duty, it is somebody that gives birth to those that are into cultism. It is somebody that gives birth to those that are into kidnapping. It is somebody that gives birth to those that are into prostitution. Some of these things, they inherited them from their parents. So parents must rise up. Once you are called a parent, it is a responsibility for you to be a role model automatically. Your child is watching you. Your child's future lies in your hand. If you want the child to succeed, if you want your child to do well in life, it's in your hands. A child will learn more from imitating the parent more than what he or she will learn from the teacher. So when you say your child is lazy, your child is this, check your life. There is what they call family traits. There is what they call gene. Some of these things are taken from the parents. What you do as habit, what you exhibit as habit in the world, you learn them mostly from your parent. What you exhibit as character, you learn them from your parent. What you exhibit as value, moral value, good values, what you exhibit as values in the society, you learn them mostly from your parent. If your parent is not a trustworthy person, hardly will it become, it will be so hard for you to become trustworthy. If your parent is not disciplined, it will be so hard for you to be disciplined, because you watch them on a daily basis. You learn from their lifestyle. So parents should be intentional. What I am doing, can I pass it on to my child? Can my child live like this, the way I am living? If the way you are living, you don't want your child to live like that, it is better you stop it. Alcoholism, smoking, some of these things are learned through parents. If a father is smoking, it will take the mercy of God for that child, not for the children, not to smoke. If a parent drinks, it will take only the grace of God for the children not to drink. So most of the things that we exhibit in the world, we pick them mostly from the home. The habits, the characters, the values that we exhibit. So if a father is beating the mother, when the son too gets married, he will beat the wife.
Sorry to cut you short. To add to what you just said, I also read a young lady saying that I think that lady is in the relationship, and she's saying that if the man is intending to get married to, if that man cannot beat him mercilessly and seriously, that she believes that man is not in charge of that relationship. Look at that.
Can you imagine? She has been wrongly formed. You know, we talked about formative years.
Yes.
When the brain is being formed in a particular way, that is how you grow up. That is what you grow with. She sees it as normal that a man should beat a woman. Maybe she grew up in an environment where parents abuse themselves. If the father is always beating the mother, she sees it as a normal thing. That, well, you have to keep beating. If you don't beat me, it means you are not doing like my father.
And you are not the real man. You are not in charge of the relationship.
So these things has to do a lot with psychological, and that is why people in Africa especially, our reading culture, somebody said some time ago that if you want to hide anything from an African man, keep it inside a book. Wow. They will never find it. We don't read, we don't study, we just go into marriage. Even when they say they want to do marriage classes or marriage counseling, we don't listen, we don't pay attention to it. We assume that we know. And such marriages in 2, 3, 4 years, you see they break up. Marriages break up like pure water in our days.
Look at what I just, over 2,000, young marriages, young couples
submitting,
filing for divorce.
They couldn't most of January. Them, if you check it very well, they can't accommodate simple pressure. It might not be the case of fornication. It might not be the case of either there is lack of money. Some of them might be rich, but handling pressure, emotional pressure,
perseverance is not
there. Handling psychological pressure is not there. They've not learned perseverance. No parent is there to show them that you have to persevere. When things seem to be going down, difficult, you need to persevere. You need to persist. They've not showed them resilience, that spirit of resilience that you need to keep on. There is no perfect marriage anywhere. Somebody was just saying to us over the weekend that they asked Google, what do you need to do to make your wife happy? And Google said, we are still looking for the answer. We have not found the answer. In case you find the answer, please come and tell us. What do you need to do to make your wife happy? So you see, these things, they are people from different background. A man is from different background. The wife is from different background. They are coming together, different formation. This person has a formation, the other person has a formation, and you are coming together to live together as one under the same roof. somebody that is incomplete versus somebody that is incomplete. They are trying to come together to complete themselves. So it will take time. We need to give room for one another to grow. Growth is a process, and sometimes growth will require pain. You go through some measure of pain. Your wife cooks a food and that is not your favorite. If you cannot eat it, tell her to pack it. Go to the eatery and go and eat. Simple. That shouldn't cause a fight.
Of course.
There are simple ways. If your wife is tired of cooking, why not go to the eatery and eat? Must she cook 24 hours of the day? So these are little ways to curb some of those things. Understanding, bringing knowledge. When you acquire knowledge, you see that some of these issues that cause a problem in Africa, we can actually stop them. What makes it so compulsory that your wife must pound yam for you on a Sunday morning? When you know you can get it at a very cheap rate outside, the stress she will go through in pounding, why not just encourage her to just get it across the road and eat it, and it's just for you to eat? Must you tell her to go through stress because you want to eat? We should just let them assisting your wife. To what stops you from assisting your wife? If she's cooking and you are there and you can do one or two things to make the work faster, why not do it?
And we should not forget that the more the husband is doing all those things, so those children also they are picking it.
They are learning. They see love. They see love in the environment. They see cooperation. They see faith. You see some child, they can hardly work with another partner. They can hardly work if you put them on a team that, okay, this team of people do this thing together. They can hardly work with people because they don't see it in their parent. The father does not assist the mother. The father and the mother doesn't do anything together.
They go their separate
way. I'm going. They are always going the separate way. So the child does not learn cooperation. That let's cooperate to do this thing and achieve this thing together. It's not saying cooperation. How do you want the child to learn teamwork and cooperate with other people to achieve great success? So faith is there. You see the display of faith in parents. These things are things that children learn on a daily basis from the family. If we want to correct the nation, family is the first thing we need to focus on. Corruption starts from the family. Yes. A father that is stealing, what will the child become? We say these corrupt, our politicians are corrupt, they steal. They came out from a family.
Yes.
Let's check their father, let's check their mother. What is the antecedent of their parents? Let's check their life.
Where are they coming from?
What is their record? Check it. Everybody comes out from a family. If we want to fix the nation, we fix the family first. What are the parents doing to make sure that their children succeed? What motivation are parents giving to their children? I read a wonderful story I heard the story of a woman. The daughter finished with the first class in Redeemer's University in our area here. The woman was selling pepper, but with determination. I think when she gave birth to the child, the father died, the husband died, and she determined within herself that her child will go to school under any circumstances. She started selling pepper. After selling pepper, she will go to the same campus where our daughter is schooling to go and collect clothes and wash. She will wash clothes, sell pepper, and the girl came out with the first class.
Wow, that's interesting.
She earned herself a scholarship up to PhD level. So we see that parents should be intentional. You want your child to succeed, do everything possible. Live right. If you want your child to live right, you have to live right too.
First.
A child of 16, 17 years old brings home a vehicle worth 25 million naira, and you are celebrating. You didn't question where he or she got it from. Money. You didn't ask for the source.
What do you do to get this?
So we see that the parents' role in making the society better can never be overemphasized.
Because of paucity of time, I know we had a lot of things, but the time is gone. I want your reaction to this in the next 1 minute. What about basic etiquette? You see some young ones these days. You see them, in greeting and things. All these moral values, basically, they are not there. And these things also are supposed to be coming from home. Your take in 1 minute.
Yeah, the school majorly will teach on education. They give information about education, but the home is where we teach morals. Morals, good morning, greeting, respect. All of these things are taught at home. They don't teach them in schools.
To address an elder.
Dressing, how to address an elder will be taught at home. If your child does not greet you well at home in the morning, what assurance do you have that it will greet your neighbor when he sees them outside? So you teach them moral. You teach them your religion. You teach them your faith. You teach them dressing. You teach them how to talk to an elderly person. These are responsibilities of parents. On a daily basis, we need to create time for our children. Create time, observe them. See what they are doing, whether they are doing it rightly. If they are not doing it rightly, you have to correct them. Then create time to inspire your children. You can do better. You can do better than this. Parents hardly inspire their children again in our days. We are too busy. Inspire them. Oh, you got 60 over 100. I think you can do better than this. You can do better than this. I trust you. Encourage them, motivate them, inspire them. That is the work of a role model. You train a child. Let me quote a Bible that is very popular. It said, train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. So,
I want to appreciate you so much. I know the time. If you continue like this, we have a lot of things to discuss, but time is not our friend. Let me also once again appreciate Mr. David Ajo Deji, who is a life coach and from Oshobo. We appreciate you for coming on today's edition of the program Role Model, and we have discussed the topic that says the role of parents in modeling a child. A lot of things have been said. All you need to do is to ensure that you, in your own home, myself in my own house, we should be a role model to our children so that we can have a better society. And this is the convenience spot where we join the curtains on today's edition of the program. I want to sincerely appreciate members of my production crew, everyone who have contributed in one way or the other to ensure the success of this program. And not forgetting my producer, Olasunkanmi Oyebayo, and the executive producer of this program remains Rashid Folaranmi. And on the same time, same station, same week, God's willing, I am Oluwatobi Babarinde, saying bye-bye and God bless you really good. Role Model. Role Model is a program designed to appeal to the consciousness of our youth in choosing the right path in life and to de-emphasize the importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on Role Model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on Osbc TV, channel 113 on Star Time and 5